And it's a Wednesday here, and while Zoom may say I'm Cam Martin, I am not. I'm Isaias Ramirez, joined by Amina. We got Anthony, we got Lana, the normal crew. Aidan is somewhere. T's and P's to Aidan. I hope he's okay. The end of the semester, we're getting to there, everyone. Hopefully you survive. Enjoy the air today. Things like that. But before we get into business, we have a very special guest here. We have an electric ADJ, a man that was waiting outside the SCM doors today, a man wearing a yellow shirt, a man that has a mask on following COVID guidelines and is wearing glasses. Victor is here, our ADJ of the day. Woo! Victor!
What's
Victor,
up?
give the people a little bit of advice to start their morning before we get started on the show.
Drink coffee, and waking up in the morning isn't that bad. You become more productive. So do it. Early birds gets the worm.
Get all the worms,
Yes.
everyone. And more importantly, get your news here on the Morning Buzz, available on WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair. And Amina is the only human that can deliver it. So, Amina, please give us the news reports.
Of course. So, in national news, riders of a Brooklyn subway train were victims of a mass shooting Tuesday morning when an unidentified man donned a gas mask, opened a gas canister, and began firing into the smoky train car, hitting multiple people on the train and the subway platform. 10 people were shot, and an additional 13 were injured via smoke inhalation, falling down, or panic attacks. The NYPD identified a man named Frank James, 62 years old, as a person of interest. New York City agencies are offering a $50,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest of the suspect. In state news, Republican State Senator Ed Durr says that he plans to introduce legislation to limit some of New Jersey's sexual education policies. Durr's bill would ban lesson plans on gender identity and sexual orientation up to the fifth grade. It comes ahead of a new sexual education curriculum that is slated to begin in September in New Jersey schools. Durr's bill would also penalize teachers and allow parents to sue districts for violations. In local news, Montclair ends its 30-year-long sister city relationship with the Russian city of Sherepovets in a 4-3 vote, citing Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Sherepovets was one of 4 Montclair sister cities around the globe. On March 11th, Spiller sent a letter via email and hard copy to the mayor saying that he was starting the process of withdrawing from the sister city relationship. As of April 5th, the mayor of Sherepovets has not responded. For the weather today, it is mostly cloudy with a high of 76 and a low of 47, with a humidity level of 69% and good air quality at 40.
Thank you very much, Amina. And my favorite part is where you said the high is going to be 76 today. I'm so
I
excited. Let's
know.
go, everyone. I am done with the winter. I think we should cancel it. That's what we should be canceling, everyone. Forget about the celebrities. Let's cancel the winter. Anyways, Anthony, the sports world, I got to be honest, was on fire last night. And on fire, I mean in a good way because I am a basketball kind of guy and play-in tournament was a lot of fun to watch.
Sports world's always on fire. It's
Always
never
on
on
fire.
ice, okay?
Well, technically,
It's never
hockey.
on ice.
Hockey's on ice.
Hockey's on ice,
It's
but
literally on
it's always on
ice.
fire though.
Disney's on ice
The news
too.
is always on fire.
That's true. Anyways,
Okay,
Anthony,
yeah.
deliver the sports.
So in sports news, another scandal, the never-ending saga of the Washington Commanders came out yesterday, as it appears that the team has broken multiple financial laws and they owe a substantial amount of money to visiting teams and season ticket holders. The U.S. House Oversight and Reform Committee released a 20-page letter detailing that the team used 2 sets of financial books to conceal revenue that ultimately went to ownership. The recently named Commanders aren't new to controversy under Dan Snyder's ownership, with multiple accounts of sexual harassment and potential racist emails. This is the newest scandal to come out of our nation's capital. The NBA's play-in tournament games tipped off last night with the 7-8 games from each conference. The Nets and the Cavaliers played in the first game, with the Nets winning by a score of 115 to 108. Kyrie Irving had 34 points and 12 assists to edge out the Cavs. The Nets will now take on the second-seeded Celtics in the first round, and the Cavs will take on the winner of the 9-10 game between the Hornets and the Hawks. On the Western Conference side of the bracket, the Clippers took on the Timberwolves for the first playing game. The Timberwolves took down the Clippers by a score of 109-104. Anthony Edwards led the charge for Minnesota with 30 points and 5 rebounds. The Timberwolves will now take on the Grizzlies in the first round. The Clippers will face the winner of the 9-10 game between the Pelicans and the Spurs. New York Yankees beat the Toronto Blue Jays last night 4-0. Nestor Cortez looked solid in 4 1/3 innings of work to improve the Bombers to 3-2. Aaron Hicks also added his first home run of the season. And the Mets beat their division rival Phillies last night 2-0. Brandon Nimmo teed off for his first homer of the young season. Tyler Maheel tied the major league lead in wins last night with his second, and Edwin Diaz picked up his first save of the season.
Ooh, thank you very much. I think that's a funny stat though. Leads the league in wins or something with 2. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a young season, but he already has 2 and is tied with 2 other guys.
2 other guys have 2 wins. Let's get them W's, everyone. But yeah, I gotta say before we go on to Brooklyn, speaking of Brooklyn, actually, the NBA games last night were a lot of fun. Distracted me from my essay last night. Shout out to the annotated bibliography. Not sure what that entirely means. Last night was a fever dream. Deep into the AM, it was disgusting, and I wish it never had to happen. But hey, that's the college life we signed up for. But we actually get to transition to real news. Very upsetting news, actually, as Amina mentioned earlier, the Brooklyn shooting, as police were hunting late into last night for the gunman who opened fire Tuesday on the subway train in Brooklyn. There were 10 people wounded by the gunfire and interrupted, New York's attempt to become back to New York's normalcy following the pandemic, but that is seemed to not yet happen in New York and really across the world. The search was partly on a man who police say rented a van, possibly connected to the violence, and investigators stressed that they weren't sure whether the man, Frank R. James, was responsible for the shooting. But authorities were examining social media videos in which the 62-year-old decided they weren't sure whether the man, the 60-year-old described the United States. I need to restart. Lana, what are you doing with that microphone?
I'm sorry, it's loose. I'm trying to fix it.
Okay. But yeah, so the scene around last night in Brooklyn was quite a hard one to follow. My brother actually lives in Brooklyn, so when I heard this story, obviously, like, I hope he wasn't involved, like, on the subway at the wrong place at the wrong time. And this is a scary time to be alive. Because you never really know when things like this are going to happen. Most of the cases, we've had conversations like this, but there really are no warning signs when you're in those kind of situations. Like, all these people were on the subway just trying to get to work or home very early in the morning, and then instead they have to deal with this kind of nonsensical form of violence. And it's very hard. And this is a very telling quote from the man that is a suspect. This nation was born in violence. It's kept alive by violence or the threat thereof, and it's going to die a violent death. There's nothing going to stop that. And he said that on a video online. It's very troubling, guys. And we'd like to, once again, we always hope that we can solve this crisis, but it seems like the never-ending gun violence and terroristic attacks anywhere is just way too common in this country.
Yeah, these people were just waking up to start their day. It was just a normal Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday morning, I should say. They just take the subway like they always do, and they just get caught in something like this that doesn't even affect them. They're innocent people, innocent bystanders. Luckily, no one was seriously injured or killed. So this is just really, really, really much a blessing, because it could have turned bad really quick. And I just hope that the authorities can find this man and we can bring him justice.
Absolutely. And did you guys see any of the videos of that either?
I saw some pictures.
I saw the pictures.
I saw a video, and it was first described just as a gun shooting, but then when you look at the video, there's like gas coming out of the subway.
Yes, there's some smoke.
Yeah, and it was because I was leaving from the show yesterday, and I'm just looking at the TVs in the SEM building. I look to the right, and obviously they're showing all the police cars and all this stuff, and then they show video of what went down, and it just looked like out of a movie almost, because you don't really expect people to be using gas and guns on a subway, but it's definitely a very disturbing visual image to see.
Crazy thing was that the Nets had a playoff game like that.
Yeah,
like right in Brooklyn.
Immediately, pretty much like the same day. Yeah,
so it's crazy. Like they literally had to like sort of just regroup, and just people were still allowed in the venue. It's kind of sort of crazy, but
that is. I didn't even think about that. That they were I wonder if they took extra precautions
Yeah.
at the at the gates of the Barclays Center.
Yeah,
Barclays
Barclays
Center, yeah.
Center.
But yeah, it's so I don't know. We we always hear these kind of stories, and hopefully one day we don't have to talk about reckless violence anymore. But we're gonna transition into our next story. Anthony, you briefly mentioned this earlier, as the Commanders are commanding. The U.S. House and Oversight Reform Committee is exploring a potential financial improprieties within the Washington Commanders organization. The committee now wants a federal agency to get involved. And this report is coming from the Washington Post as the committee sent a 20-page letter to the Federal Trade Commission regarding allegations that the team may have withheld as much as $5 million in refundable deposits from the season ticket holders, and that the team may have hidden cash that was to be shared by all NFL franchises. Former Washington Commanders employee Jason Friedman, who spent nearly a quarter century with the organization, told the committee that the team kept 2 sets of books and that one set of financial information underreported ticket revenue in the league. The process of intentionally allocating revenue in the wrong event was known, according to Friedman, as, quote, juice, with the team allegedly spreading revenue that would have been shared with the league to non-NFL events at FedEx Field. As bad as that sounds, it is separate from, and even more scams going on, which is where they kept security deposits from season ticket holders. According to the letter, yet again, provided from Friedman, quote, provided the committee with information and documents indicating that the Commanders routinely withheld security deposits that should have been returned to customers who had purchased multi-year season tickets for specific seats, referred to as seat leases. And that term, executive director employee to establish roadblocks to prevent customers from obtaining the security deposits that were due, effectively allowing the team to retain that money. According to Friedman as well, that practice at least ended in 2017. That is a lot going on. And here's the thing. This organization, Anthony, you mentioned earlier as well, they have just been in a constant PR battle because they cannot seemingly do anything right. No, there's reports of sexual abuse going on, turmoil throughout the entire organization. You had sewage pipes not blowing up, but like breaking in the middle of a game, pouring everywhere. Do the math, what that means, everyone. And it's just the NFL has seemingly done nothing. Like they hear all these allegations, all these reports, and yet Dan Snyder is still the owner of the team.
Technically, he's not the owner.
Huh?
The ownership of the team is in his wife's name, but he's.
I mean, come on.
Exactly. It's really ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you said, Isaiah, all the things that have just been going on within the Commanders organization with the name change. We talked about the cheerleaders, like the cheerleaders and the sexual harassment. Now, like the Gruden emails are coming out that he exchanged with some of the Washington front office. It's a very bad look. And if I'm a Commanders fan, you got to start thinking about maybe this guy's got to get out.
I hope they were thinking about a while ago.
First thing.
But here's the thing. I think the only reason that the NFL hasn't really taken like a big, attack on the Commanders yet is because, let's be honest, they haven't really affected the business in a sense. People are still going to be buying tickets, all that stuff. But now that they're allegedly, this is all allegedly, guys, not factual, but it is a report that is developing. They were withholding money from the rest of the NFL teams. So I think once a billionaire starts messing with another billionaire's money, that's when they feel like they can start, taking action. But when there's a human element and, people are actually hurt, they couldn't care less. But as soon as you start messing with their paychecks, of course, they're going to take action. And I imagine, hopefully, that this team is forcefully put up for sale kind of deal with what happened with the Clippers not too long ago, where was it Donald Sterling?
Donald Sterling.
Yeah, he had made like the racial comments and then he was forced to sell the team. I would like to think that's the next step for the Commanders, but I don't know how Dan Snyder, anytime you think Dan Snyder is out of Washington forever, somehow he's not. And this is like a 10-year run of Dan Snyder should have been out of the NFL, but he still is here. So.
He's had the Commanders now for I think 20 years. He
Yeah.
bought him 20 years ago, and he's still going. Like I've heard like just horrible things
Yeah.
from that camp, and it's only a matter of time. Like they're counting the days. Like the whole like Sean Taylor thing. Remember the season
Oh
they
my
had that
God.
whole I think it was from the Gruden emails that came out. They were between the Washington deleted like most of the emails after that came out. So
Yeah.
you know that they had some stuff in there that could potentially get them to lose a team. And as soon as that story broke, they announced that Sean Taylor was getting his like number retired that Sunday. Like it
Very
was so
coincidental,
rushed.
right?
Yeah, it was very coincidental. It was so rushed. They sort of like disrespected it a little bit because Sean Taylor's one of the greatest safeties of all time. So they just and then like the whole ceremony was just ridiculous. Like it was barely even a ceremony because it was rushed.
Oh, come on. You had Jackson Mahomes there dancing
Yeah,
on the number.
exactly. It was
Hitting the whoa and whatever TikTokers
horrible.
do these days.
Like the way they treat their players, the organization, the people within their front office, it's just bad. And Dan Snyder should be forced to sell the team.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Anthony. But on that note, we are going to take a quick break here on the Morning Buzz on WMC 90.3 Upper Montclair. And when we come back, we got some New Jersey stories and even an Easter story. That's crazy. There's other holidays out there, but we're going to talk about Easter. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions.
I would like to issue an apology to Nelly. I did not mean to cut off that song. It was a banger, still is a banger. I regret nothing though, because we got business to take care of. So very quickly, moment of silence, but not really silence for Nelly. Thank you very much. All right, guys, we have two very special guests here on the Morning Buzz, WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair. We have Julia Egan, Gabby Taylor, two producers of Focus. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning.
How you guys doing? Are you used to these normal, very early start times? Was it rough getting up? No.
I'm not used to this. I was dying about 10 minutes ago, but I'm good now. I'm
That's
up.
fair.
We're happy to be here.
Cool. Jumping right into things. For those who aren't aware, could you tell us what exactly Focus is?
So yeah, Focus is really a collaboration between all of the student media organizations at Montclair State University and the School of Communication. Really what the show is this semester is we're focusing on disruption. So it's kind of, Julia can probably talk a little bit about last semester's show, that this is kind of like the second part of. So
yeah, so last semester we focused on how the pandemic affected us, and this semester it's how we're moving forward. So we're not focused on what happened, but what we're doing to kind of deal with everything that has happened since then in the future and how it's affecting us in the long term.
Yeah, and we have like a bunch of different segments, like live things going on that day. And we just have a lot that we're excited to do. And like last semester's production won a Cable Fax Award. And like this semester, we're still shooting for the stars.
So you guys brought up disruptions as this new this semester's show. What are some pieces that you've seen from different students that you are gonna like from this show?
So one package we have is actually about athletes and mental health and how they've been dealing with mental health issues, and that's become a big thing. So that's one of the packages that I'm excited for.
Yeah,
and I'm really excited for, there's a package that we've kind of called How to Stay Happy, but it's sort of turned into like a passions feature story. We've interviewed like a gymnast, we've interviewed a musician, a filmmaker, just kind of about how they've kept their sanity through everything. And really it goes back to those passions. So I'm really excited about that piece.
Oh, both sound really cool. And I'm wondering, as producers, on my end, I know what goes into making a radio show, but I could not tell you what it's like making a production like Focus. So could you guys, describe the process of making Focus for us?
Yeah, you want to take this one, Julia, or you want me to start
sure,
off?
I can do this one. So I feel like the beginning is just a lot of planning. It's a lot of reaching out to people and being like, okay, we need people to produce this package. We need people to produce this roundtable. We need guest bookers to find these interviews. So a lot of it is just calling people, emailing people, making sure that like everything that we need is done. Essentially, we picked what the packages would be, like what they would be about, who would produce them, and yeah. Gabby, you want to?
Yeah, it's just so much pre-production, so much planning to really make this one day really successful. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of collaboration with, different students, different organizations. It's a lot of, kind of expecting the unexpected and kind of changing our plans when we need to. Because that happens all the time, like you think that something's going to work out and then you get there to actually block it and it just doesn't work at all. And you have to change everything that you're doing. So yeah, it's just really being flexible and like planning, but then also understanding that, like Professor Gantz says, no plan survives contact with reality.
Yeah. So the School of Communication, especially the journalism major, is such a broad field. We've seen so many like Focus. We saw WSC. We talked Montclarian. I also know that there's a class called News Lab, and I've actually taken it for a little bit. What do you guys do at Focus that is a little bit different from News Lab?
So I think the main thing is that News Lab is putting out a weekly show as a class. That's, I think they have about 30 content producers in the class. So it's like every single week, you're not only thinking about the show that's coming up next, you're thinking about the show that comes after that show, because you have to be looking ahead. Well, with Focus, which is really cool, is we're kind of able to take that model of like putting out a show, making sure we have all of our bases covered, like the writing is good, the stories are good, but we get to take that and put it on like a bigger, more polished scale, where we're able to say, hey, like we know that we want we know that we can do all this stuff in an hour, and we have the time to plan it. It's not like, you're kind of running. It's like, very run and gun in News Lab. Sometimes when things get really started, you kind of have to just keep going and like, just kind of like keep going with it and keep producing content. But with Focus, we're doing the same thing. Like we're producing content, but we're only really focused on the main event. We're not really, we don't have all of that compound production that we have to worry about, if that makes sense.
We could spend more time on the packages. With News Lab, it was like, okay, you have to get these 5 packages done for a 15-minute episode in a week. And now it's like, oh, we have 3 months to plan for this big hour-long show. So we could put more into writing the script and making the edits. So we could just make everything, like Gabby said, a lot more polished.
Yeah.
Nice.
And another big difference as well is that Focus isn't a class, it's very much like a volunteer thing. So everyone that is a part of Focus really wants to be there. And it's a really refreshing thing to be a part of.
That's really cool. It's a similar thing here on the Morning Buzz, is that this obviously is not a class. If it was, that would be crazy. But everyone's here because they either enjoy it or it's something fun that they want to do. So it's cool to see that that's what's going on with Focus. Interestingly enough, you guys are a producer and co-producer. How did you guys get into these roles? Was there like a work your way up kind of deal? How did that work out for you?
Well, for me, I would produce the Disruption Kickoff last semester. So we got to this semester, Professor Efron asked me if I wanted to do it again. So I said yes.
Yeah, and for me, I kind of a bit of a longer story. I transferred to Montclair State from a community college. It was like in the middle of the pandemic. I didn't know anyone really, but first semester of News Lab, they liked me. So they, brought me onto the senior team. And then, from that point forward, I've just been growing a little bit closer to the leadership team, like different professors and stuff like that. And yeah, I knew that I had been senior producing News Lab for 2 semesters. And it was a little bit too much. I was like, I need to take my last semester to focus on myself a little bit. And then I just talked to Professor Efron, like Julia, and I was like, hey, I really, really am interested in doing this project. Like, this is the last thing that, I'm going to do at Montclair. Like, let's do it.
Yeah. And you talked a little about Professor Efron, also Professor Gant, who's a very big in the Montclair State journalism major. One of his quotes that has always rung with me is the proper pre-production prevents poor performance. Can you speak a little bit to that? Because you talked about the planning that goes into Focus. So how much has that quote really rang into your ears when you've been doing this?
The whole time. We've been doing pre-production since probably the day we got back from winter break. Like it's a lot of pre-production for a 1-hour project. And even still we get to the date and we're like, oh, we could have done this and we could have done this and we still could have done this. It's like, it's never ending, the pre-production that can be done.
Yeah. And one more question I also wanted to ask is, there's probably an hour-long piece requires so many projects. And so that means also some projects might have to hit the cutting room floor. Do you actually have to like work around like which projects you want to put in the piece? And there's some pieces that maybe you want to leave on the cutting room floor?
I mean, yeah, there are definitely things that we we take other people's pitches that want to go into the show. But we definitely kind of make sure that we manage expectations, and we tell people, like, this may or may not go on the show, like we love the idea, like,
Like if
do
you
it
want to
and
turn
we'll
it
see
into a
what
package,
happens.
go for it. Yeah, but we're like, there's no guarantee it's going in, because pretty much beforehand, before we decide and ask people to produce packages, we kind of have set what we need and like for the amount of time we have allotted for the show. So usually it's like, hey, we need 5 more minutes. A couple people are going to come and pitch to us so we can get one more package. Then we choose one from there. But most of the time, we're not really going to be like, yeah, just have everyone produce their packages. We'll have a ton of them in a big line and then just start cutting them and picking which ones we want from there.
Yeah, we definitely, that's a part of the pre-production process, is like, we kind of want to make sure that we know what we want, but then, things of course get cut.
That's the nature of it. Things are definitely going to get cut at some point. It is what it is, but maybe they can live somewhere else on YouTube, put it up somewhere. So Julia, you mentioned that you were actually part of Focus last semester as well. Could you describe some of the differences you think you have seen with the team and the product so far?
Yeah, so last semester, I think we had a little bit less time to produce it. And last semester, it was my first time producing something like this. So I was just learning. I was learning a lot of stuff. I was learning as I go. Whereas this semester, I knew a lot of, okay, this doesn't work, this does work. So we're able to kind of get into it faster and be like, okay, I've tried this last semester and I know it doesn't work at all. And let's modify it. But the main difference I would say between the kickoff and moving forward is that the kickoff was live. This semester, it is not going to be live. We're going to edit it together.
Nice. Now, Gabby, you said that you were part of News Lab, and this is your first time really doing Focus. Did News Lab prepare you for your role as producer here for Focus?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I think that News Lab is the perfect training ground for just like anyone that wants to go into producing at any level. But really, just the framework is set up so well that I feel really confident, working with Julia and producing this hour-long show. Like it feels exciting. It doesn't feel like I'm unprepared. Like I feel super prepared because of News Lab and because of those experiences.
And now that this is your last semester at Montclair State and you've sort of done all you've wanted to do, what do you see for the Focus program going forward after you graduate?
That's a good question. Honestly, like I'm really excited to just see how it evolves. I think that every semester it's been different.
It's bigger, yeah. Every semester it gets a little bigger.
Exactly. It gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like last semester, I think there were 3 locations we were shooting out of. Now there's 4. So it's like, just a little bit more complicated, a little bit more pre-production. I don't know. I'm really just excited to see it flourish and to see what new ideas get thrown out into the Focus world. Because I definitely feel like this is the first Focus production that I've been producing, but I was part of the one last semester. So like, I'm really just excited to see how it just evolves and students take ownership of it in the future.
Awesome. Well, one final question before we let you guys go and enjoy your days, I guess. Where can students watch Focus this year?
So it'll be on a bunch of different places. So it'll be on the Montclair News Lab YouTube. It'll be on Hawk Plus, which is Montclair's new streaming service. That'll be, I don't know if it launched yet. Gabby, do you know if it launched yet?
I think the soft launch is coming a little bit later this month. But our show should also be streamed on there on May 5th.
Yeah.
Should be the day. It's also going to be able to be watched on cable access channels in New Jersey.
It'll be posted to News Lab Instagram.
All the socials and local channel 34 in Montclair Township.
Hey, well, guys, we can't wait to see it, and good luck to you with the rest of the production process. And we cannot thank you enough for coming on the show. Thank you guys very much. And yeah, enjoy your morning, guys. And we'll be back here on the Morning Buzz. We're going to play some music. And when we come back, Lana's going to tell us how to pass some time for the week. So stay tuned for that, everyone. Hopefully, my music will work with this time. Is it going to work? Hey, it worked. We are back here on the morning buzz, of course. WMSC, Upper Montclair, where music stays cool. Guys, we have some very important things to discuss. We were talking about it in the break very briefly before we get into our final story of hour one. We were talking about the icon, the living legend himself, the one and only Sean Evans. We were talking about the Hot One sauces though, and I wanted to wait on air to talk about this because I've actually tried 3 of the sauces from Hot Ones. So for those who don't know, they actually sell these take-home kits for Hot Ones where you just like they give you chicken nuggets and 3 sauce packets. So I tried I forget which ones exactly. I know one of them was extreme like I think one of them was the bomb, which is the last
The
one.
bomb's gotta be on there.
No. So when I tried the sauce, which actually you can listen to it on all the feels on Spotify, guys. New episodes every Sunday at 9 a.m. here on the WMC 90.3 Upper Montclair as well. A great show, handsome host. But yeah, so I tried the sauce and me and my wonderful co-host were eating them. And so the first one, it was just like buffalo sauce pretty much. I was like, it's kind of just meh. The second one had a interesting taste, but you could tell it was very spicy. The third one, which was the bomb, I could not speak as I was actually eating it. And I didn't even take a whole bite. I took one bite of this little round chicken nugget and I could not function. I had to get ice cream. I had to get milk. I had a bucket of ice cubes just in my mouth while I'm trying to answer these questions. And it was so painful where I'm almost certain it lasted for a good 30 minutes. And I didn't even eat a whole thing. And even before that, I had a small little dollop of the sauce on a French fry by accident, and so I wasn't expecting it, and that burned through my entire soul. So I do not recommend these hot sauce things.
I'm taking it.
No. Here's the thing. I actually still have the
Give me a
packets.
teaspoon. I'll drink
Listen,
it.
listen, listen. I still have the packets, Anthony. I will bring them next Wednesday,
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
but it's gonna have to be at
Amina
like
also signed up for
8:50.
this, so
I did.
It's gonna be at 8:50
we're doing this.
because I
At
cannot lose both you guys on one show. But I
Can I
will.
abstain from this?
Alana, I hope you don't participate.
I don't want
because
to.
Can you make us some
You
chicken
can,
tenders with
Victor,
that?
if you want to come back next Wednesday for a hot sauce tasting, you are more than welcome to come back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because
Victor's always invited.
Victor, you're invited whenever you want to come.
Oh my
Just
God.
you text me, let me know you're allowed on the show.
Thank you.
We'll
thank
probably
you.
have to put you in the shadow realm though, which is the other room, so you can talk more.
Okay.
So, but either way, good lord, these things are a violation. Anyways, not sure what that accent was.
Here we
Anthony,
go.
Easter candy, right? We're almost at Easter. With candy.
Another one.
What are
one.
America's favorite Easter candies?
Reese's.
Different parts of the country have different preferences for Easter candy. And Instacart recently released data breaking down the sweets by state. New
Mhm.
Jersey buys more Peeps marshmallow chicks than any other state. Ew. According to a survey from
What are you gonna
Instacart.
get Peeps?
America's 10 favorite Easter candies, according to Instacart, are number 1, Cadbury Easter cream eggs, which are goated. Love those. Number 2, Reese's peanut butter eggs. Amazing. I love them. How can you go wrong with Reese's? Number 3, Starburst Easter jelly beans. Great. How do you not love jelly beans in your eggs on Easter? Awesome. Cadbury chocolate mini eggs. Also part of Cadbury cream eggs. Great. Number 5, Hershey milk chocolate kisses. How can you go wrong? Little dollops of chocolate. Eat it. It's delicious. Number 6, M&M's Easter milk chocolate candy. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. Number 7, Lindt milk chocolate bunny. Love chocolate bunnies. They're massive.
Didn't we
You
just
eat
talk
them,
about a human
they're
getting
good.
beat up by a chocolate bunny?
Chocolate bunnies are fantastic. Number 8, Brax jelly bird eggs. I hate those. Those are like, look, gobstoppers. They're terrible. Number 9, Peeps marshmallow chicks. The worst candy ever made. If you like Peeps, you're a communist. Number 10, Hershey's milk chocolate candy eggs. Fantastic. That's my list.
Anthony, I feel personally attacked for number 9.
Me
You
too.
like Peeps?
Yes,
Yes.
I
I
do.
love Peeps.
How do you? Okay, Victor,
just
Lana,
marshmallow.
Amina, you actually like Peeps.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen a human actually eat a peep.
I wait for this time of year
Horrible.
every year.
They're horrible.
What?
They're just marshmallow covered in sugar. How do you
Literally.
not
That's
like it?
disgusing. Listen,
Marshmallow already
listen,
have sugar in them.
that's true.
But
But
these
marshmallows are
like-
only good when it's sandwiched in between 2 graham crackers and a Hershey bar. I'm not just gonna eat marshmallows.
You don't
Really?
just eat
I
marshmallows?
do.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No.
What do you mean? You gotta hide marshmallows from me, or I will just
Eat the
open up a
whole
bag.
bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, for real?
I love
Yeah.
having like the mini ones, so I can just.
You know what's actually a complete violation though? Is marshmallows in cereal. Ew.
Well,
Like, you're like Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms are
No, stop
disgusting.
it. Stop
You're
it.
actually.
Ew.
Lucky Charms are delicious.
They're
Come on.
so bad. They're magically disgusting. They're so bad. They're so
Magically delicious for a reason.
no.
If that leprechaun stole my Lucky Charms, I'm chasing him down.
Lucky the leprechaun is
You
crying.
won't talk
now.
like a
You
leprechaun.
really don't like Lucky Charms?
No, let's not say leprechaun. Leprechauns are disgusting.
Oh my God.
No, but Lucky Charms are like the texture, the taste.
I just okay, I can agree because I used to not like Lucky Charms just for the cereal part because it had no flavor.
Ugh,
But other
no.
than that, the marshmallows.
Even the
add to
marshmallows taste gross.
Yeah, I would trade the marshmallows and
I'd
Yeah,
rather
I would
just
be
have
like,
the
"Yeah, give
cereal.
me the marshmallows."
No, just throw out the box. Throw it out. I wouldn't even give it to a starving human
I heard a
being. That's how
question.
bad it
I heard a
is.
question the other day. It was like, what is the best like milk cereal combination? Like if you drink the milk from cereal
Mm.
afterwards,
Ugh,
what's like the
what did I
best
tell you?
cereal milk?
Wow, that's a great question.
I said
Cocoa
Cinnamon Toast
Pebbles?
Crunch, but Lucky
Cocoa
Charms.
Pebbles, yeah.
Lucky Charms is definitely up there.
Crave
No,
is
it's
pretty
not.
good, I think.
Which
Like
one?
Crave milk
Crave.
after the cereal.
Crave?
Yeah.
You eat Crave?
Yeah, I love Crave.
Huh?
Is that
You know
that
what?
blue
What's the
box?
best cereal milk?
Really?
Come on. What's the best? So
Crave.
Crave.
Oh,
What's yours?
the best cereal in general clearly is CTC.
What?
Excuse me?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh.
Oh.
Huh?
I was
Imagine.
Either that or HB00, you know?
no, but I'm saying like the best cereal milk ever, Cinnamon Toast Crunch for sure. Lucky Charms and Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks?
Apple
Who
Jacks?
says Apple Jacks?
I didn't even know they still
Apple
made
Jacks are
that.
good. Come on.
I thought they were done. Like I've never.
Remember the
What are we
commercial?
doing?
Apple
Apple
Yes,
Jacks?
the
Pretty good.
Jamaican cinnamon guy and the apple, they were
Those
the
were
best.
great.
The commercials were awesome.
The commercials
But
are
the
better than the
cereal
cereal.
is so good too.
No.
Apple
no.
cinnamon.
Wait, Reese's
cereal.
Puff. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Come on.
Those I like those.
Yeah, their milk's
but-
okay. The cereal,
I-
Not
milk's
the
alright.
milk, but the cereal.
I
is
don't know.
good.
I feel like Reese's should just stick with candy. I was not.
You don't like Reese's Puffs?
Come
No.
on.
Come
Stop
on.
it. Stop it.
Lana.
I like the song, but not
The song is a
What's
banger.
that there? That crunch. PB and CEO, sweetie with the crunch.
Wrong.
Wrong.
How's it go?
Boo! Boo this man!
Say it. Say it.
It's Reese's Puff, peanut butter chocolate.
Yeah, great ones separate. When they combine, they make a one-time epic.
Morning time epic. Morning time. Okay, that's enough.
That
of
commercial played every commercial break.
For
on Nickelodeon.
real.
And I
As a
sing
kid.
it every time.
That's true though. I can't help but not sing it.
It's good.
It's, you know,
Wow.
good times here on the morning bus, guys. Anyways, very quickly, top candy of all time before we head to a break.
Oh my gosh.
Minus M&M's.
M&M's.
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour. Ugh.
Wait.
Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, I don't feel good anymore.
Yeah.
Starburst is a
Ew.
close second though.
Ew, you like sour and sweet candies like that?
Yeah.
Ew,
Come on.
you nasty.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
That's fair. I don't know what to pick. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna agree with you, Lana. I'm gonna rock with Reese's.
Yeah.
What I don't like is the super stuffed Reese's here on WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair. Or the thin ones. It's just
I don't
pick
think-
regular
I've
Reese's.
only ever had the regular ones. I've never had.
Yeah, the other ones are
Are you
disgusting.
talking about the big cup?
Yeah,
I had that.
it's too much. It's way too much going on, I think. Wait, am I wrong, Amina? Well, what is that face?
I had to think about it because I only ever had it once because I was like, let me just try it. But I kind of agree. I think the
Mhm.
ratio of peanut butter, I think they just can't get the taste right.
No.
Amina, aren't you allergic to nuts?
Yes,
What?
Lana.
Amina, stop.
Okay, I haven't had a Reese cup in a while though.
All right, first
but I
off,
still,
first
you
off,
know the
Amina,
taste.
Amina. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna call it Reese's Puff. All right, Reese's. And on that note, we're gonna take a break
Whatever.
because this is an assault. So stay tuned for the second hour of the Morning Buzz here on WMC 90.3 Upper Montclair. And who knows, maybe even Victor is going to deliver the news in hour two.
Yeah.
Wow.
90.3 WMSC. Upper
And we're back, everybody, on WMC 90.3 Upper Montclair. It's the Wednesday morning buzz. It is April 13th, 2022. And you're probably wondering, Isaiah, why does your back look like that? And it's because I'm not sitting in a chair anymore. I'm getting my steps in. I'm counting calories, trying to burn this weight off for the summer. But more importantly, guys, this hour is going to get interesting because for the first time in Wednesday history since I've been a part of the show, I will not even be touching the board at all because our man, ADJ in the work, Victor, is going to be taking the reins on that
Let's
department.
go,
The man, the
Victor.
legend who will try hot sauce next week on the morning
yeah.
Oh
buzz.
gosh.
But more importantly, he's going to deliver the news report at 8 a.m. So, Victor, I hand you the microphone. Tell us what's up in the world.
What's up? I'm Victor Muniz Rosa, and this is the news. In local news, a 50-year-old man from Newark was stabbed to death on Monday. The investigation is still ongoing, and this is the third killing within 3 days in Essex County. In national news, the New York Police Department is looking for the gunman responsible for a mass shooting on a subway in Brooklyn, where at least 23 people were injured. The police identified a 60-year-old man as a person of interest. In international news, President of Ukraine praises President Joe Biden for speaking about Russia and how they're committing genocide. In MSU News, President Dr. Jonathan Koppel talked about why MSU will no longer accept religious exemption for the COVID-19 vaccine. Koppel said that to accommodate these students, they had to give them rooms that could accommodate 2 students and then charge them full price. In entertainment news, singer Britney Spears announces on her social media that she's expecting a baby with her partner, Sam Asghari. The weather today is mostly cloudy. Right now is 50-ish degrees. I gotta check that real quick. 54 degrees. So it's gonna be mostly cloudy. For WMSC News, I'm Victor Muniz Rosa. Nos vemos.
Hey,
Let's
Victor!
go.
The most electric ADJ we've ever had on the
Let's go,
show.
Victor.
Victor killing the game. But you know who else is killing the game? People in sports.
Oh,
last
isn't
night.
it on fire, sports?
It's on fire! The sports
There we go.
world.
There we go.
Everything is gone upside down.
Sometimes it's on ice. It's not always on fire. Okay. In sports news, another scandal, the never-ending saga of the Washington Commanders came out yesterday, as it appears that the team has broken multiple financial laws and they owe a substantial amount of money to visiting teams and season ticket holders. The U.S. House Oversight and Reform Committee released a 20-page letter detailing that the team used 2 sets of financial books to conceal revenue that ultimately went to ownership. The recently named Commanders aren't new to controversy under Dan Snyder's ownership. With multiple accounts of sexual harassment and potential racist emails, this is the newest scandal to come out of our nation's capital. The NBA's play-in tournament games tipped off last night with the 7-8 games from each conference. The Nets and the Cavaliers played in the first game, with the Nets winning by a score of 115 to 108. Kyrie Irving had 34 points and 12 assists to edge out the Cavs, and the Nets will now take on the second-seeded Celtics in the first round. The Cavs will take on the winner of the 9-10 game between the Hornets and Hawks. On the Western Conference side of things of the bracket, the Clippers took on the Timberwolves for the first playing game. The Timberwolves took down the Clippers by a score of 109 to 104. Anthony Edwards led the charge from Minnesota with 30 points and 5 rebounds. The Timberwolves will now take on the Grizzlies in the first round, and the Clippers will face the winner of the 9-10 game between the Pelicans and the Spurs. The New York Yankees beat the Toronto Blue Jays last night 4-0. Nestor Cortez looked solid in his 4 and 3rd innings of work to improve the Bombers to 3-2. Aaron Hicks also added his first home run of the season. And the Mets beat the division rival Phillies last night 2-0. Brandon Nimmo teed off for his first homer of the young season. Tyler Maheel tied the major league lead in wins last night with his second, and Edwin Diaz picked up his first save of the season.
Wow, the sports world really was on fire.
It was just scorching hot.
It was incredible, bro. Anyways, Lana, what can we do to pass time? I don't know what that voice is.
Callie
We went
Surfer,
over
dude.
this.
Yeah.
Enough with that.
And all right, Amina. Lana, I guess you can go ahead and go. I guess. 'cause,
Isaiah, I thought you did a good job. with the
Thanks,
voice.
Lana. You know what? I'm gonna turn that frown upside down. Lana, I'm dying to know what we can watch in theaters and what we can play at home.
Well, Harry Potter fans rejoice. Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore comes out Friday in theaters, and it is rated PG-13. Professor Albus Dumbledore knows the powerful dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald is moving to seize control of the wizarding world. Unable to stop him alone, he entrusts magic zoologist Newt Scamander to lead an intrepid team of wizards, witches, and one brave muggle baker on a dangerous mission where they encounter old and new beasts and clash with Grindelwald's growing legion of followers. But with the stakes so high, how long can Dumbledore remain on the sidelines?
It's a great question. How long can he remain on the sidelines? Anthony, you're a sports guy. How long do you expect him to be out on the sidelines for?
Yeah, I expect Dumbledore to be out at least 5 to 6 weeks. Lower oblique strain.
Awesome. So you guys are all Harry Potter?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not really.
Oh, Anthony
Right,
says.
I'm the only
just
one.
stay over there.
No, I'm not much of a Harry Potter guy
Not-
either,
not
Anthony.
really.
I've seen all the movies though. Not on purpose, but
The Fantastic Beasts series, though, I'm not as into.
Yeah, it's not as great as Harry Potter.
That's
interesting. Anthony, I mean not Anthony. Victor, you're a fan of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell what Harry Potter means to you, and what do you think about Fantastic Beasts?
Oh well, what it means to me, that's a difficult question. But yeah, I read the books. I even when I came here, I went to see the Harry Potter Broadway show. Like I'm a big Harry Potter fan. And Fantastic Beasts, I have mixed emotions about it. Like I liked the first movie. The second one was like, meh. I thought it could be better. So I don't know what to expect from this third movie. I hopefully, they will get better from the original plot line they had in the second one. So we'll see what happens. I love Jude Law as Albus Dumbledore. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah.
Excitement. Anyone else excited or no?
I mean, like, I want to give it like Fantastic Beasts series a better chance
Okay.
because I feel like I haven't given it like a good enough chance. But
Is it you haven't given it a chance, or maybe it's just not clicking the way you want it to?
I'm not sure. I think also what kind of put me off was when I first started with Fantastic Beasts, I read the screenplay first before actually seeing the movie.
Mm.
I didn't really like reading the screenplay.
Interesting. Huh. Amina, you're a fellow Potter. What do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? It's a lovely story.
Kind of kind of what Lana said. Like, I like the first one. I feel bad saying it now because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember what happened in the second one. But the first one I feel like was good, but I feel like it wasn't. I feel like I had high expectations for it and it didn't meet those high expectations, but it wasn't bad either. So I'll see the third one, but I won't go in with those same expectations.
Is this something you guys are going to watch in theaters, or is it like, oh, I'll wait for HBO Max or something?
Probably wait.
Yeah,
that's what I
HBO
thought.
Max for sure.
T's and P's to Harry Potter. Anyways, what else can we watch?
Father of the Flies came out yesterday in theaters and it is not rated. A haunting tale of family life. A vulnerable young boy finds out his mother pushed out from the family home by a strange new woman, and he must confront the terrifying supernatural forces that seem to move in with her. A troubled father brings home a new woman, but something is strange about her. What is this haunting supernatural force, and what does it want?
Ooh.
Wow.
Is she a vampire? Is that what's going on?
I have absolutely
Vampire.
no idea.
Interesting. Well, I'm
Spooky.
thinking predictions for this movie. I imagine she is haunted by a demon, and she tries to eat the boy, and then the boy is like, "Stop it!"
So
and
so
then-
the boys like Hansel and Gretel, and then it's like the witch. trying to
Yeah,
keep the boys
yeah,
out? Okay, I
like
see what you're
that.
saying.
That
Yeah.
kind of vibe. That's
Okay.
what I'm getting from
All
it.
right.
Yeah, that's a good prediction, I think.
Anyone want to make a bold prediction for Father of Flies?
The father is the real monster.
Oh,
The woman's just normal. The woman's just normal. She's being like controlled by the father.
You think so? Okay.
I
That's
know
a plot
nothing about
twist.
this movie except for this little description. I'm already making
I-
assumptions on what's
I
going
was
on.
gonna say something similar, but opposite. I was gonna say I think it could be the father since it's Father of the Flies, but I feel like he
Mm.
basically created this demonic woman who to get rid of the actual mother, and the boy is gonna be the one to find out and save the day.
I have
Oh.
like a morbid theory.
Okay, go
but
for
I
it.
think, like,
I love how we know nothing about this.
Father of Flies. I think the father is gonna die. That's why he's Father of Flies, because he's dead and rotting, and then the flies are coming out of him. So yeah, that's my theory. That's it.
Okay. Here's my other theory. The father is actually the new woman as well, and he's playing
Oh,
both
so it's like
roles.
Psycho. Yeah.
Psycho,
One of the
yeah. Make this as your next movie, Lana.
Maybe I will.
I want my credits. Please put me at the end.
I will definitely
This
do
is gonna
that.
be a hit. This is gonna be the next big movie, guys. What else we got, Lana?
Finally, I added this because it only gave me this one sentence. We're all going to the World's Fair. Comes out Friday in theaters, and it is also not rated. A teenage girl becomes immersed in an online role-playing game.
That sounds very
That's
interesting.
it.
That sounds very interesting.
That's
I
all they
might just
gave
watch
me.
that.
I don't know.
Wow. I think that is the most likely thing I watch out of the 3 movies.
We're all
guys.
going to the World's Fair.
But
We're
do you
all
have any
going to watch.
predictions for
We're all going
what
to watch.
happens?
We're all going to watch. We're all going to the World's Fair.
My prediction for this movie is actually the teenage girl is a streamer, and that's literally it. There's no other storyline. She's just streaming, and it's a experimental movie for her YouTube channel that she got into
like
Not
theaters.
for the YouTube channel.
For
Pay
the
for a
views.
whole life.
Maybe the movie's just a stream, and instead of being like 1 hour, 2 hours, it's like how much time did they take?
She's like, thanks for the
Another
dono,
ever
guys. Thanks for the
stream.
dono.
I just want to know when.
Follow me on the socials.
Is she live streaming going to the World's Fair?
Yes.
It's like 5 hours. Yeah.
It's a life vlog, but live stream for the rest of her life. All right, so that's definitely an interesting movie. As much as I love movies, sometimes I'd like to wind down and play a couple of video games. What do we got, Lana?
Well, we got some interesting picks this week. eFootball 2020.
Let's go!
2022 comes out Thursday for the PS5, Xbox Series X, S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And Cat Cafe Manager comes out
Yes.
Thursday for the Switch and PC. Can't even say that with a
Cafe
straight face.
manager.
Like honestly, it sounds interestingly fun. I'm not saying that I would play it. But okay, it's giving like
What do
Diner Dash.
Is it like Animal Crossing? Is that what it is?
I have absolutely no idea. The website does not give me descriptions.
Cat Cafe Manager.
It-
What is a cat cafe?
So a cat cafe normally is like it's a cafe with like cats.
How so
You bring in your
self-explanatory
cat
could
to
be.
a coffee
Oh,
place?
I found
Yeah,
it.
like people like find it like soothing.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You
I
wouldn't
don't
want
know
a
about
cat to
cat
lay on your
cafe.
lap while you're just drinking a cup of coffee.
I just have if I do that at my
What it looks
house.
like.
Yeah, that happens
I
at my
could do
house.
I could do that at my house.
And in most cases, it's actually more annoying than helpful.
I love it when my cat does that.
I like it, but sometimes, like when you got your laptop on, like my cat loves to just lay on laptops for some reason. So anytime, like I'm on my bed trying to type, we'll be like, "All right, let me try to hop on."
Oh, it's
So it's very
adorable.
What is it?
It's
sounds good.
literally look at that.
That's the game.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can share that with the people
Mm.
on Facebook, but like
Oh, let me be producer then.
Oh, my mom just messaged in.
I
The
think
cats
they-
that are at the
oh,
cat
yeah.
cafes are all up for adoption too.
Oh, now it's actually nice. I take back everything I
Yeah.
said about the cat
yeah,
cafe.
it probably still
But
smells
yeah,
like
this is giving Diner Dash.
the bad stuff. in there.
Anthony, just enjoy the cats.
It's
okay?
Just enjoy the
it's
cat.
a place where you like drink coffee and eat like food, and then there's just a bunch of cats. I don't know.
Hey everyone,
I thought
here's
you were a
Cat
cat
Cafe.
person.
I like cats, but it's just like
I don't.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, Cat Cafe ain't it, guys.
I'm sorry,
This
it's
game
just-
looks
it's
like
not it.
complete dog water.
I was surprised it wasn't a mobile game. It's actually coming out like on the Switch.
It
and
looks
PC.
like a mobile game.
it
You're
really
right.
does.
I'm
Cat
surprised.
Cafe Manager.
Shame.
I don't think it would do too good.
Lana
on the
is going to
mobile.
be running a cat cafe in a few years.
Is that the goal?
No, it is not. but I'd like
You
to
like cats?
I love cats. I have two, and
Oh,
I would go to a cat cafe, but I don't know if
Mm.
I'd want to run one because business sounds scary to me.
Exactly.
Business is booming, everyone. Interestingly enough, actually, eFootball is free to play, everyone. Eventually one day I'll play video games again. I think my return date is expected for NCAA football whenever it comes back. I will disappear for like 3 months.
That's what 2025, I think.
I don't know.
Sure.
Whenever it happens, it's gonna be a great day in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, and when we say football, I think we mean soccer.
yeah,
eFootball
yeah.
soccer.
Soccer, football, Messi,
oh,
or
that was a good one.
Barcelona.
Real Madrid.
You don't like
Just-
Barcelona?
Sue.
Oh wow, he actually does references.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, everyone.
I don't know soccer, so I don't know any of this.
Amina, try to name one soccer player that isn't Messi or Ronaldo very quickly before we head to a break.
Um,
Mhm.
James.
Yeah. James Harden. Guys,
James.
I know.
I
Bend it
don't
like
know.
Beckham.
bend it like Beckham. We're gonna take a quick break, guys. We're gonna probably play a song. Who knows what's gonna happen? But stay tuned for the morning buzz. We're gonna talk about a lot of other things, stuff, and more soccer. Just kidding. That's the last soccer, I promise. Bye. back, everyone. WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair. It's the Morning Buzz Wednesday edition. We got Isaiah, we got Alana, we got Amina, we got Anthony, and we got a DJ man himself, Victor. Hey, he might even be a permanent cast member, guys.
Yeah,
this could be happening.
Aidan, beware.
Yeah, Aidan. Well, I guess we'll let Aidan back. Guys, we have some fun things to do. We have an Am I in the Wrong? We only have one on the script, guys. Who would like to read it?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I, 45-year-old female, only use Reddit for the cats, so bear with me.
The way to start it all.
My husband, 55-year-old male, and I have a son who I'll call Logan, 22-year-old male. Logan is engaged to his girlfriend, Jenny, 27-year-old female. She was a regular at a grocery store where he worked as a cashier, and Logan asked her out. The age difference and my son's youth, edit, since he's only 22, bothers me since he could get someone his own age as he's very handsome. Last weekend, he's very handsome.
He's very handsome.
Last weekend, we were flown over by Jenny to her parents' house for dinner to celebrate their engagement. It was obvious that we were from two worlds. While Jenny is a polite girl, she is a money-minded person. She works in a white-collar industry where she literally makes 8 to 9 times more than my husband does. She also has expensive taste. She clearly learned this from her parents. They live in an enormous house and make a lot of money. They had maids. My husband and me are a lot more humble. He's a veteran and works as a mechanic. I am a SOM. Stay-at-home mother. Okay, it's just an acronym. We started talking about our children's.
I didn't know what that was either.
Stay-at-home mother. Okay, yeah. We started talking about our children's childhoods. I hate to say it, but Logan was a difficult child to raise. He cried very easily, would always talk about ridiculous things, and lied and hid things. My husband told a story about how Logan failed the, I don't know what that is, ASVAB in high school, but instead of telling the truth, he ran away and hid it at the playground. He was 17 at the time. Logan also was not allowed to join the military at 18 because of his low scores, though he was physically fit. Jenny's father said that in Singapore, when they are immigrants from all men had to join the military for 2 years, and education was important. Jenny made a comment about how Singapore was a narrow definition of success. My husband then joked that the only reason Logan wanted to marry Jenny was because she was rich and smart and he could coast with her wealth. Edit, Logan told us how he planned to be a stay-at-home husband for Jenny, even though they don't have or want kids. Jenny's parents were furious and immediately began to insult me and my family. Her mom said that they didn't want their only child to marry a dumb gold digger because plus some choice words from our family. I yelled back at her, said my husband was right and they didn't understand the value of hard work sitting in their chairs all day. And Jenny should have realized that no 22-year-old good-looking boy would want to marry an older woman. She might be ready to settle down, but he isn't. We all left, and Logan and Jenny leaving separately. My son called me and asked why I would embarrass him like that. I told him we were being honest. He sounded teary and yelled at me. He said his life was hell. Oh, my bad. He said his life was bad word because of my husband. I admit my husband was strict, but that was only because of what Logan did. I told Logan that it was his fault, and if he hadn't been the way he is, my husband would have been much laxer, and that Logan would one day thank us for raising him. Edit, Logan is not my husband's biological son. My husband and I are married at 30 and 40 when Logan was 7. Edit 2, we have nothing against Singaporeans. I have met many lovely people from there. We are not racist. Wow.
I love that.
Wow.
Edit 2.
If you have to say you're not racist.
I'm not racist. I have
this
plenty of
woman-
Singaporean friends.
This woman coddles her son like I've never seen. Like babying him. He's 22 years old. He should be allowed to date a 27-year-old woman. That's not like the age gap, 22 to 27. Oh,
yeah, what is that?
That's not like he's dating. It's not like he's dating like a 40-year-old.
When I
They're
saw
5 years apart.
Literally, I was thinking like I guess she's probably like 42 or something. Like there's got to be a pretty big gap. It was 5 years. What kind of gap is that?
They're both in their 20s.
Exactly. And he's an adult. He can make his own decisions.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he's 22.
Well, he's the one who started everything. He was the one who asked her out, right? That's what it says in the
exactly. These parents are just, oh, we're blue collar. Look at us. I'm a veteran. I'm a stay at home
Yeah,
mom.
what is
we're
that
so
too?
we're such hard workers because we don't get paid a lot.
We're hardworking
outta
because
here.
my husband was in the military.
They
That
ju-
means
they just
I'm
sound
more
salty.
humble.
They just
and
sound
I'm
salty.
better than you. I just don't like this lady is the absolute worst. She's a Karen. She probably makes a scene at a Dollar Tree. That's the kind of human being I'm getting from. It's just she's too much. She's too extra.
I feel like she wrote this thinking that people were gonna comment and support for her.
Honestly, and that's then she's like, well, I guess I have to make an edit one because no one's.
They were
understanding me."
attacking her in the comments.
Yeah.
And then look, my husband and I married at 30 and 40. That's a larger age gap than the one that they had.
Yeah. For real.
Oh my goodness.
What in the world? Absolutely terrible. Guys, what do you think? Who's in the wrong here?
When Logan was 7. Wow.
Poor Logan, his parents.
Yeah.
You know what? There's probably a reason why Logan was a little weird growing up because he had to deal with those two people.
Yeah, they don't sound like very good people at all. And it looks like he found something that makes him happy, man. Just support it.
Go marry Jenny, Logan.
Yeah, get the bag, Logan. Get the bag.
But now the parents don't.
Looking at cats.
Yeah, stick to your cat thread.
And Logan, don't invite your parents to the wedding because
No, yeah, they can stay
I
home.
think it's ruined though, because now Jenny's parents don't.
True.
They
Yes.
think he's a gold
Jenny,
digger.
yeah, but it's up to Jenny though. Jenny should make the decision if she wants to still
She's
be
probably
with.
gonna go based off what
with
her
Logan.
parents say.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably paying for the wedding, I'd imagine.
Come
Well,
on, you're
yeah,
making the
a good part.
Wolverine cry, mom. Come on.
Wow.
It's her abbreviation for me.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Stay at
A
home mom.
sham.
Som.
Som.
Like,
then what was the
is
other one?
ASVAB?
That must be it's some sort of
Oh.
test, I guess.
Yeah, like was that like I don't know what that is. Like a test in high school.
I'm
But, like,
assuming it's probably like the SAT or something.
something like that.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
find
it's
something.
another.
Do we know what country
abbreviation.
this is?
Definitely the US. No?
America?
I don't know because they don't say it's America in this.
I'm ass-
I'm gonna assume.
Because ACE-VAB could probably high school is also like that's American term.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I found it. It's a test you have to take to go into military.
Oh,
Lame, boring.
It stands for the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
too
all
many
these
words,
acronyms.
man.
Come on.
Oh,
Enough
we
with the
should have known
acronyms.
after it said he failed. He was not allowed to join at 18 because
Yeah.
of his low scores.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So
Man, Logan, you could be better too, I think. We're gonna try something else before we get into our final stories of the day. We're gonna ask a couple questions that is popping off on Reddit, guys. We're gonna do both segments in one day. So, if there's a history event that you could know the absolute truth about, what would it be?
Wait, say that one more time.
If you could learn the truth about a history event, like absolute no bias at all, like you get to uncover something, what would it be? Would it be like who shot JFK? You want me to say mine while I let you guys?
Oh,
speak?
you say
Yeah.
yours.
Okay, mine would definitely be the moon landing because
Oh,
I
don't say
like
it's
a
fake.
good conspiracy and
Don't
all.
say it's fake. Please
What
don't
if
say
it's
fake.
fake?
Oh,
Oh,
What if the moon?
stop it. Stop it.
I'm just saying.
Please stop it.
The moon landing could have been filmed in a
No.
studio.
No.
Isaiah, you're gonna make my
Yes.
mom cry.
No, what I actually would like to know, is stuff with the moon landing, guys.
For me, I'd probably choose between either Watergate, just because how like it's just such like a shady thing, and probably like 9/11, because like
Yeah,
9/11 was like very like
The true events of 9/11.
because like you think about it, it was only
I thought we
20
knew.
years ago. Like you think you know everything that happened, but like just to know like everything that transpired, you just want to know it all. It's probably that's probably something I would want to like understand more.
Well,
Me
that's
too, me
depressing.
I would want to learn more about the Titanic because I just found out that the
fake.
Titanic movie is not real.
What?
So
You just found that out.
yes,
Like the story.
Oh,
yeah.
Anita.
I was actually very upset about. I found out on TikTok.
I mean, it has not been the same since that
I
moment.
haven't because they were making so much sense, and I was like, "Wait a second!" So that old lady at the end, and then they were like, "Why? How could that old lady be alive? Like the Titanic sank." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're
The
right."
mainly
Yeah.
factual parts of that movie is that the ship sank.
Yeah, no, like the actual like ship terminology and like the sinking part, that was real.
Yeah. And like some of the
Was it
characters were
though?
actually
The
like,
Now I
Titanic
just feel
actually
like I
sank.
know
The
nothing.
Earth what? Excuse me.
Bermuda Triangle.
Ooh, that's
Ooh,
a good
that's a
one.
good one.
What
Is
happened
it
to
real?
those planes? Yeah.
In Malaysia, Air Flight
Yeah.
270.
Mm-hmm. He knows the flight number and everything.
You don't remember that? That was like a whole thing for like weeks.
I would like to know if like those mythical monsters exist, man.
that would
Like
be nice.
mermaids.
The Jersey Devil.
I feel like you mentioned the mermaid not too long ago.
The Jersey Devil.
The Jersey Devil.
You ever heard of the Jersey Devil?
I don't really care about New Jersey folklore.
Is that why our
kidding.
hockey team is the devil?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting concept, I think, actually.
Like, have you ever
Jersey
seen like
Devil.
concept pictures of the Jersey Devil? It's like really
Creepy.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
I want to know if the chupacabra is real
Ooh,
because
me
he's
too.
out there sucking blood of goats and sheep.
I
Wendigo.
think
Yeah.
I want to see when Area 51 was built because I
Oh,
want to
facts.
know like what their original
Yeah.
intentions
All right.
were.
Are we planning a second raid of Area 51?
Guys, we can start that today.
Let's
If
go.
you're
Let's
in,
start planning.
I'm in too.
This is a. Oh, I can't say that.
Censor yourself, Anthony.
I can't say that.
We talk about it off air.
Definitely. Anything else before we go into our next question?
No.
No, nothing else.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good question. I like that.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll go with what video games need a movie? Question mark.
Oh.
See, I think video games should just stay video games. I don't know if
Boring.
Typical DC human being.
Boring.
There it is.
I'm a film major and I'm saying that video games should just stay video games.
But I think
Lame.
now like video game movies are turning good. Like Sonic is a good movie, you know. Recently The Witcher is a good series.
Uncharted.
So like I think now like people like filmmakers are getting the idea of like, okay, let's stay loyal to the lore of this video game and make the story out of this lore.
Yeah.
So like I think like now we can like, for example, I would love to see like an Elder Scroll movie, like Skyrim. That would be interesting. So yeah,
I guess that could be good.
Farming Simulator, the movie, guys.
I guess if I had to pick, would Animal Crossing the movie be something people would want?
I would probably go like Far
It's
Cry.
better than what I was gonna say.
Far Cry with like the what's it called?
Or
Giancarlo
Smash the
Esposito
movie?
version.
Yeah. Wait, Amina, you said that's better what you were gonna say. I have to know what you're going to say.
Well, I just thought it would be interesting if there was like a Sims movie.
Oh, come on.
Because
That's Free Guy.
you could see the plot right there.
That's Free
The
Guy.
game and then
Isn't that just life?
life, like the board game.
No, just like human life.
Dude, Sims is just Free Guy.
I've never
don't
seen
know
Free
what
Guy.
that
Oh yeah,
You haven't seen it yet?
Nah.
It's really good.
Good, good.
If I had to pick a game, I'd probably go like Far Cry.
Oh, okay.
I just like the realistic elements of it. It'd probably make a good movie like storyline. I feel like the sci-fi video game movies are the ones that just don't do as well. Like Halo and like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, like those sci-fi elements are just not as good.
I was gonna say Star Fox.
Yeah, like those kind of
That'd
like
be cool.
Super Mario Brothers, like yeah,
It'd be like it would be like Mario, not Mario. Like Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah, like those
That's what
kind
I
of
would
like,
imagine.
like supernatural, like crazy video game movies are the ones that generally like don't pan out that
Luigi's
well.
Mansion.
But I like the realistic games, like the new one, what's it called, Uncharted with Tom Holland and
Yeah, that was good too. I
and
saw it, yeah.
Mark Wahlberg. I think like those kind of movies are the ones that translate well to film.
Mhm.
So a movie like Far Cry would be very entertaining.
Okay. Well, there you guys have it. Well, I don't feel like scrolling for another question. So we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll finish off the show with some of our favorite stories of the day and bring you into your Wednesday morning, everyone. So when I click the song, we will be right back on the Morning Buzz. And we are back here on the Morning Buzz Wednesday edition. I'm not going to introduce everyone because we've already done that like 6 times.
Do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh my god.
it's the ASMR edition again. So right now it's Isaiah. We have Anthony, Ramina, Lana,
Victor.
You have to say my name like that. I'm so upset.
I literally just wanted you to announce names just so I can go Victor.
And guys, that's very disturbing. So we got some
So
fun
upset.
stories to get to. We got a bye-bye house going on. Yeah, what does that mean? You're probably wondering. This story was so funny to me. It's sad for that human, but it's a hilarious concept. So, Jennifer Pulliam finally knows who mistakenly demolished her house in Alabama earlier this year. But that's only half the battle, as she plans on taking things to the courts, not basketball, but law and order vibe courts. So I briefly mentioned the demolished house. So allow me to recap the story. Over a weekend in January, it was business as usual in Alabama. People breathing, yelling "Roll Tide," and whatever else someone from Alabama does. Then suddenly came into Pullman's property next to Mobile Fairgrounds and tore down a home that had been her family since 1960. Quote, I moved here when I was approximately 10 years old. This is my grandparents' old home place. I bought it in 1965, and it's been in our family ever since. Pullman is not at the house because she actually lives in a different home in Leakesville, Mississippi. Yes, that's a real place. What makes things even crazier is that she was unaware of the demolition until a family member found out while watching the news. She cried for 2 days straight. This story's hilarious to me, guys, because how do you just destroy a house for no reason? Like, that's so rare. And how does no one know that it's happening? Am I tripping?
Did they find out who it was?
Yeah, they know who it was because she's suing them, but it took a little bit to find out who demolished the property too. Just the concept of you getting a phone call, like, yeah, your house is getting demolished and it's on TV right now. Like, what?
Actually, there's a house here. Does someone own it? Oh yeah, I think this family owns it. No, I was gonna demolish it anyway.
Do they have like a purpose of why they demolished it?
I
or-
don't think so.
Oh,
I'm not entirely sure. They didn't mention it in the article.
They just demolished the wrong house.
That would be
Oh.
hilarious.
I could just imagine someone.
And like, don't they
waking
need
up.
like a permit for that or something?
I imagine that they would, but you know what? I hope it's Anthony's thing where it's just like, sorry guys, wrong house. That's crazy.
It was the house on.
Oh, you
34th,
said-
Yeah.
not 34th.
Oh, you said 22 Sycamore? I meant 28 Sycamore.
It happens,
Oh.
man. You
Whoops.
know,
My
But-
bad.
that's tough though. Imagine just waking up and you're like, well, there goes my house. Yeah. But at least she has 2. Think about that. Mississippi girl has 2 homes. Good for her. I would like to have 2 homes,
Yeah.
but not in Alabama or Mississippi because those states are disgusting. Does anyone fans of Mississippi and Alabama here?
I've never been,
Okay,
so
good.
can't say I am.
I would say it's probably like Ohio, but hot.
Why do you hate Ohio so much?
It's
What
just
did
because-
Ohio do to you?
Listen, Ohio is just very. bleh.
Have you ever been?
I've been to
I
Ohio.
have been through Ohio, and it
I've
was
been to
disgusting.
Ohio. It's not as bad as you make it seem.
When I pulled down the window in Ohio, I instantly felt the air closing on me. I felt that I was not wanted in Ohio.
Ohio,
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
Rock
is
and
in
Roll of Fame.
Ohio.
Nobody
Pro Football
cares.
Hall of Fame.
Nobody cares.
I stand to disagree with you on that. You
Let's
got
put it on the Rock
you
and
got
Roll.
LeBron James's hometown,
And
of
he left.
Akron,
He left,
and he came back and won a chip.
and then he left again.
And watch, he's gonna
He
come
gave
back
them
again.
a pity championship run
Watch
because he's
him
like, you
come
know
back
what?
after the Lakers contract. Is up.
I doubt it.
All right.
No way.
Look, I'm looking up famous people from Ohio.
There's probably a lot of
Oh,
famous
Logan
people.
Paul and Jake Paul are from Ohio.
Logan Paul.
And they
That was not
left.
a great example.
That's not a. That's not
I
a
don't know
great
about that
Yeah, you're
one.
hurting my argument,
Yeah.
Victor. I thought we were boys.
That is
Literally,
tough.
the only important
Wow,
one seems
Allison
to be
Stoner, you
LeBron.
want to brag about that?
Yeah.
Good lord, that's your
That girl
argument.
from Camp Rock.
Oh,
That's Stephen Curry is from Ohio.
Not
Stephen
Steven.
Curry.
You
Oh
said
my
Steve-
goodness! You did
No.
not just say Stephen Curry.
Not Steven.
Wait, was that a bad thing?
Yes, that's not how
Yeah.
you say
Steph
it.
Curry.
Stephen Curry.
Oh,
Come on.
Oh, come
Sorry.
on. If you're not a basketball
Boo.
fan, you gotta know who Steph Curry is.
To be fair, the mayor of Flavortown did, begin his life in Ohio.
Stephen Curry. Neil Armstrong.
Stephen Curry.
Neil Armstrong from Ohio.
Nobody cares about
Halle
Neil Armstrong
Berry?
because he didn't actually go on the moon.
Doris Day. Dean
Steven
Martin.
Spielberg, Thomas Edison, Simone Biles, Halle Berry, John Legend. Come on.
And do they all live in Ohio?
Where do they live now, Anthony? Huh?
But they made
Where
these-
do they live?
They made these
Anthony,
people
you're avoiding
into
the
what they
question.
are.
I am asking you one question. Where do they live?
I really don't know, actually.
Not in
I
Ohio.
don't know, actually. Maybe some of them do. You don't know that.
No, nobody wants to live
Simone
in Ohio.
Biles is from Ohio.
And she's
Like I
probably
said,
in Los
yeah.
Angeles
she
now.
moved.
Guy Fieri is from Ohio.
Guy Fieri?
The Gabagool?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Is the Guy Fieri Italian?
He's from
Oh.
Flavortown.
Probably the last one. He's from Flavortown, yeah.
How? Okay, what do you call someone that's from Flavortown?
A Flavorite.
Flavorite?
Yeah.
All right, now I gotta look that
Flavor,
up.
I like that.
Flavorite. Flavornese?
Flavortons.
Flavorton.
Flavarian.
That doesn't sound.
That does not sound right. Flavarian. It sounds like a disease.
Like really, like I just caught something.
Yeah, I caught-
Like,
I caught it from the guy who's from Flavaria. Flavortown.
Flavaria.
From Bavaria. It's a new country.
Wow.
Oh, it
Wow.
doesn't say.
Flavortown. Flavaria.
Wow, that's unfortunate. Well, guys, enough about Flavortown and the disgustingness of Ohio. Does anyone else want to read the next story about the legend of TSA?
Ooh, I'd love to.
Okay, go ahead, Lana.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I feel-
Oh, this is so nice.
So nice, guys. I like this.
Thank you, Amina. The legend of TSA. We all hate TSA checks, waiting in line, taking off your shoes, or being accused of looking suspicious. But sometimes the TSA will say, "Oh, you can't take that item with you," and they throw it away. Recently, your producer had to give away 4 sticks of Puerto Rican salami
Mhm.
because it was banned from leaving Puerto Rico.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was.
That happened, yeah.
Luckily, we gave it to a random old lady.
She got a very nice treat.
Anyways, back to the story. The Transportation Security Administration, which is better known as the TSA, said a traveler at a Boston airport security checkpoint was shocked to learn his cane contained a sword. TSA New England tweeted a photo showing the sword cane that had been brought to Logan Airport by
Logan
an
Paul?
oblivious passenger. The TSA said in a statement that the passenger had recently purchased the cane and had been unaware that it contained a sword until it was examined by security personnel. The passenger turned the sword cane over to Massachusetts State Police and was cleared to catch his flight to New York.
Wait, he can't keep it?
No.
say,
You
so,
can't bring a sword on a plane.
But still, like they let him go
No.
and then they just hold it and then he can come back and take it from him.
No way, bro. No. If you're
No, if
How do
I
you
had
accidentally
a
buy something
cane
like that?
with a sword in it, I'd want that back.
so let's
No.
you just take the top off and then band.
Yeah,
Do you need like
That's
a license
awesome.
for that?
that's not okay.
How did he not know
that's
he
like something the
bought that?
penguin would
For
have.
real, okay. I mean, you asked a very important question. How do you not know you bought something like that?
Like I'm pretty sure that was on the picture.
Yeah. It's like, by the way, the cane you bought has a sword in it.
That's like something the penguin would have.
Yes,
Is that true?
Well, didn't
Yes.
you have like an umbrella? Like it
It's
was
an
like
umbrella, but it's just a cane.
umbrella.
Yeah,
he would have both.
Yeah.
I feel like the Riddler may also have it.
the penguin's so cool.
The penguin?
He's like this
Danny
little-
DeVito's penguin. Oof.
No,
That
Colin
penguin scares
Farrell's. Colin Farrell's the new one.
Happy Feet?
Colin Farrell's penguin.
Did you just say happy feet?
Yeah, they got penguins. Mad penguins, actually.
Talking
Oh,
about
boy.
Batman.
I think they
Oh,
should do a
boy,
Batman
this
Happy
guy.
Feet crossover now. That'd be fun.
Wow.
Yeah,
Not
that
like-
and then Sims the movie.
This,
what's
but
your
like,
thought on it?
Sims the movie, sure, but no Batman Happy Feet crossover.
I'm just saying it's a missed opportunity.
I'm telling you though, that cane with a sword in it. If I know where I can get one,
Isaiah, I
want
will
one.
produce your other idea, but not
Okay.
that one.
Thank you. Not all ideas are hits, guys. Yeah, but man, if I feel like this guy is kind of just reckless human being. Just walking around with a cane and a sword. I don't know.
But he might just not know.
I just like, how do you not know?
I don't know. You buy a cane from a store, maybe like the cane got like one of the wrong canes got put in manufacturing or something like that.
I don't know, man. That just doesn't seem right. Something fishy going. I feel like he had bigger aspirations with that cane and sword.
Yeah.
I don't trust this
I
guy.
want one.
I don't
want
think he was being
one.
very truthful.
No.
I want a cane sword.
Cane
I can
sword.
imagine that right now. What sword? A sword? Oh my. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's like that's like
I like how you said, what sword?
someone's about to mug him and he just goes, call an ambulance, call an ambulance. Just
I'm-
sing, but
Good
not for
I
lord.
me.
feel like we should be slightly scared if Anthony has a cane sword.
Oh, I won't use that on you guys. Don't worry.
no.
On us. I mean,
us.
I'm for sure you
You
wouldn't.
better not. Otherwise, you will not be back on this show, young man.
I would hope
Nah,
you
you guys
wouldn't
my
bring it
peeps.
to campus.
You guys are my peeps. I wouldn't do that to you.
Oh, not peeps.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I should use a better word. I should use a better word.
Well, how about we talk about scientists, guys? Who wants to take that story?
I mean, I take that one. 'cause- Yeah.
My least favorite subject.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, guys, I love science. Go
Ah.
chem.
Ew.
Okay. Scientists have to stop. Scientists have designed a radio message to be beamed into deep space that reveals Earth's location, which they hope will be received and understood by an intelligent alien civilization. The message is an updated version of the famous Arecibo message transmitted in 1974, which had the same purpose. The message from the Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico consisted of 1,679 bits arranged into 73 lines of 23 characters. It was transmitted in binary code, and once decoded, the message forms a visual graphic consisting of a stick figure of a human, as well as representations of our solar system, DNA, and the Arecibo telescope. Now scientists have designed a new message to improve upon the Arecibo transmission called the Beacon in the Galaxy, better known as BITG message.
The acronyms are insane today.
It contains more information about basic mathematics and science than the Arecibo message did. It is hoped that these concepts will be universally understood by life forms of at least similar intelligence to humans. The late physics of Professor Stephen Hawking expressed concern multiple times about humans calling out into the vastness of space and contacting aliens. I really just wanted to irk your nerves for that with that one. In 2015, Hawking appeared at an event announcing the launch of the Breakthrough Listen project, which studies radio waves in an effort to find out if any of them are artificial in origin. Hawking showed support for efforts to find alien life by listening, but warned against actively reaching out ourselves, using humanity's own behavior as a sign that aliens won't necessarily be friendly.
Anthony, you gotta admit, it's hard to tell if it's Stefan, if it's Steven.
Oh, I definitely knew which one that was. But...
Stephen Hawking
and Stephen Curry are like notable figures.
Look, I don't know.
Did I really get under your skin?
Yeah,
The job is done then.
The job is done.
The job is done.
Wow.
Good job, Amina. High five.
You know.
Round of applause for Amina.
You know what? I mean, you're gonna take 2 bites of the bomb sauce next week.
Wow, 2? I do not recommend that. I really don't recommend that.
I'll have my colada. I'll be okay.
Yeah, you guys should definitely bring some type of.
Oh, I
beverage.
will. I will be probably making like a whole cup
Bring a gallon of milk, man.
of ice cubes and milk and.
Good luck trying to make that to
Amina, you
last
might
all the way
have to
until
actually drink
8:50.
milk now.
Ugh.
I'm just gonna sit and enjoy the
It'll have
whole
to be
thing.
almond.
The bomb.
Blech.
But
Anyways.
this story is very interesting, and like I've been to because I'm from Puerto Rico, obviously. So like I've been to the radio telescope, and like that's like their gold, that's like their gold jewel. Like, oh my God, we sent this message to aliens, and it's very interesting. I didn't know that Hawking was like, oh, this is not a good idea. So it's very interesting. I always thought that, oh, this is cool, but now Hawking, the great Hawking, the late Hawkins was like, no, this is not a good idea.
I agree.
Concerned multiple times.
I agree with the man Stephen Hawking because what are we doing, science? Listen, we developed a cure for COVID, right? Or a vaccine, right? Why are we like we should be focusing on curing cancer, solving our problems here on this planet? Why don't we solve global warming? Why don't we stop trying to reach out to things we don't know about? These aliens, we don't know if they're good, and if they're hearing this, I love aliens. Like I've been a fan from the start. Huge fan, guys. Love you. Stop reaching out, man. It's just here's things I don't like. Reaching out to aliens, number one. Talking to ghosts, number two. I'm not gonna do either one of them because bad voodoo.
At least aliens
bad
are real.
energy. What?
It's the at least aliens. You mean ghosts
Wow.
are real?
Nah.
See, this
Stephen
is,
Hawking
So you
believed in
believe
ghosts.
in aliens?
I
this
believe
is
in
why I
aliens.
want to go to Area 51. I
not
want to
ghosts.
know.
Yeah,
Ugh.
because aliens are much more plausible.
You think what?
The universe is infinite.
So you're
if
telling
there's
me
infinite
ghosts can't
space.
exist?
There's infinite space. That means there's infinite amount of possibilities that there are alien life
So
forms.
isn't ghosts
What
a
if
possibility?
yeah, what if somewhere else aliens look like ghosts?
What if
Do
after?
you think a physical being could take the form of a gas?
Why not?
An organic being could take the form of a gas?
You
I
don't know
mean,
what their
I think
planet
we've seen
consists of.
crazier. The chupacabra exists, man.
My
Oh,
brain
no. Well,
hurts.
chupacabra is also an organic being.
Mm. Mm. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, ghosts aren't real. That's my final.
I mean, I don't believe in
Anthony.
ghosts.
I don't, hey, listen. I don't trust someone that actively eats peeps. All right.
I don't eat peeps.
Oh please.
Oh wait. I'm so sorry, Anthony. Oh no, my argument's done. I look embarrassing right now.
You don't trust anyone who
Wow, I look
actively
silly.
wants to eat the bomb.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Thank you.
And who likes Apple Jacks?
Oh,
on, Apple Jacks are
not
fire.
Applejack.
They're fire.
That's
Stop.
Austin. Oh yeah, I definitely would
Come
not.
on,
So
Apple
if
Jacks are
Isaiah
so
doesn't trust
good.
anybody who likes peeps, does that mean he doesn't trust us, Amina?
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe he's the one we shouldn't be trusting.
Am I the sus guy?
What's like the actual like tally of who likes peeps and who does not like peeps? Like what's
I
like
think it's just me and you that don't like it.
no, that's definitely not the case because there's so many people that don't like
I was
peeps.
gonna say no. I feel
Oh,
like every
you meant
year,
in the
like
world.
there's
Yeah.
always people like
Okay.
peeps are nasty, but then there's people like me who I rush out to the store to go buy mine.
Yeah. I'd love to have like open
What
a box
color
of-
do you like?
Um,
I don't really like blue.
I don't really mind.
they
I guess
change
green.
flavors?
They're different flavors.
I feel
Yeah.
like yeah.
Really?
But like are
I
they
thought
still
they're like
marshmallows?
M&Ms.
Yeah, they're still marshmallows.
So what? They're not
Ew.
different flavors.
Have you ever had fruit
They're
flavored marshmallow?
No.
No, that
That
sounds
sounds
disgusting.
so.
It's really
That sounds like a
good.
violation.
Fruit
Okay,
flavored
Lana, you're on your own
marshmallows?
with that one. You're on your own with that
No,
one.
Like the
it
Ohio
actually-
of snacks. Jeez.
It is really good. We were in lockdown my freshman year of high school in my physics class, and my teacher,
Freshman year physics.
Why
High
were you
school
in
did go to-
lockdown?
because some kid made a threat against the school.
Good lord.
So to help calm us down, my teacher gave us Pop Tarts and mini marshmallows, and they were fruit flavored marshmallows, and they were really good.
So she gave you snacks during a lockdown.
Yeah, he did.
What does that solve?
It helped calm us down.
Like, there's a threat against school. He's like, listen, guys.
Have a
flavored marshmallows.
have a Snickers.
Look,
If today's the day, I'm at least gonna provide you with the last meal. So here's a Pop Tart and a marshmallow.
We were
Oh
also
my
like
God.
kind of like freaking out because like police officers were coming into our classroom to take kids out for questioning. So like,
Oh wow. So everyone was just nervous eating at that point. Like,
yeah,
that's
Wow.
wild.
yeah, and like we couldn't go outside to use the bathroom, so we had a bucket. And a
In front of everyone.
I'm sorry.
That should be illegal.
What?
I'm pretty sure that there's no way that was allowed.
That's not real, Lana. is
no,
it?
it is.
No way.
I mean, nobody used it, but we had a bucket.
I was
The
gonna
teacher
say,
said
because-
like that was an option.
Yeah,
What?
Okay, but
How
first of
high
all,
was the
who-
window in the class?
there were no windows in that room.
Oh.
First of all, who was gonna empty the bucket? That's
Right?
nasty. Oh,
Oh,
that's
Thank
the
God
wildest
nobody used
thing.
it.
there's so many things I keep adding on to this story,
Oh,
Lana. Once again, every show I learn something about Lana that is just so extreme. And this is another case. What was your high school?
Sea Caucus.
Sea Caucus. Hey, Sea Caucus, get it together, man.
Oh my god.
Good lord. You got students with bathroom buckets and Pop-Tarts. What is happening in Sea Caucus?
I mean, that was years ago, so I think
And they had
things changed.
freshman physics.
Ew,
Yeah, high school
yeah,
there's physics in
gross.
freshman year.
Oh yeah, so they still do that. Freshmen take physics,
Oh, that's
sophomores take chem,
Ooh.
and juniors take bio.
Listen, we should just
Oh,
stop science
see,
in
my
general.
school's the other way
Reverse,
around. Yeah,
yeah.
my school did the other way
If
around.
we stop science, my mom will be out of a job.
All right, we'll keep your mom employed.
Thanks.
Good science people. My science teacher did not like me, guys. On that note, don't go in buckets. This has been the Wednesday edition of the Morning Buzz here on WMC 90.3 up in Montclair. It's been Isaiah. It's been Lana. It's been Amina. It's been Anthony. It's been shout out to Caitlin. Shout out to Caitlin out there. Not yet. Hold on. Aidan is alive, guys. His alarms did not go off. So yeah, and one final person to shout out, of course, our ADJ. See you next week. We got a show tomorrow. No show on Friday. Enjoy your Wednesday. Bye, everyone. Victor, take us out.
Victor.
I'm Victor Muñiz Rosa for WMC Upper Montclair. Nos vemos. Woo!
Nos vemos.